Well, I mean, it's what I was saying about earlier about I do believe that golfers turn out to be better people. They respect more. They're more honest. They're loyal. You know, I have an unbelievable set of friends. You know, right after the accident, they got together and did a couple of fundraisers for me, and you know, it's stuff like that. When you have great friends and great family, it gives you just another reason to keep on doing what you want to do in life. In my case, it's I want to do some more golf. But if I didn't have my friends that were there for me, I don't know if I would have gotten through everything that's happened, because it's you know, it's a lot. There's no other way around it. But that's just one of the other advantages of the game of golf. I'm okay, ma'am. I'm sorry. You were raising your hand. He adored you. I'll let you figure it out.
We might need a PGA professional to do that, but I think one of the great things about what your daughter's doing is that she's not just playing one sport. She's learning an athletic competition that's different from her sport, but that she can also apply to her sport. And I think as I cover the game and I see this new evolution of player that has followed Tiger Woods, not that it wasn't as prevalent in your generation, but it just seems like there are more and more kids who grew up playing soccer, playing basketball, playing tennis. I mean, Matt Kuchar and his wife came in 5th in a national tennis tournament last year. So, you know, there are other sports that can integrate with the game of golf. You learn things about conditioning, character, competition that you can apply to the game of golf. And those seem to be the athletes that step up more so now as time is evolving, both men's and women's golf. So I think there's tremendous upside. Kenny, as far as you're a pretty good tennis player, actually. Maybe you can explain this question, because I've seen your answer.
Well, if I had to come off the top of my head, when you do the same, similar in tennis, you go from the right side and you rip into the left side. So in that respect, so probably right off the top of my head, I would say those are the two issues that are similar. Is that going from, you know, the tennis, you're just basically going from the bottom end. Golf is more of a, you know, up and down. But I think they're pretty similar. But I still think she should just abandon tennis and stick with golf.
Back row on the left.
Have you ever got a hole-in-one?
Well, certainly he hasn't.
I have two. One outside your house in Bear Lake, summertime.
I've been fortunate to have 13 in my life. I had one in Japan when I was playing the tournament there. I had one in Ireland, and I've had one in South Africa. So I've kind of like, well, you figured out, I'm hit them all over the place. You know, I didn't play a whole lot in junior, and I don't know how this is going to come out, but we were, you know, they didn't have the junior program that they do now, and secondly, we didn't have a whole lot of money, and but I played college golf and some U.S. amateurs with guys that, well, some of you know, the kids I don't know, you know, the Hal Suttons, the John Cooks, the Marco Americas, yeah, those close. Bobby Clampett, I mean, they were just, I remember thinking, how on earth am I ever going to be able to beat these guys? These were just stud mountains. And it was, you know, growing up in Connecticut, you know, we have the winters here, and so you are going to fall a little behind, but you can make that jump. You know, you might be a little behind as you're growing up in your high school, but if you start working on it and you really want to do something with it, you'll catch those guys that right now look like they're just unbeatable. I can't tell you how many guys I thought were going to just be absolute, you know, phenomenally good golfers that just for whatever just didn't make it. And you know, that's part of that, I guess, that motivation and desire that you have to have. But it's still, much hasn't changed in that respect. You know, they do good tournaments, and from what I understand, the Met here does a wonderful job. $5 Nassau. Yeah.
I'm just curious how it felt.
No, I I'm one of those people that always watched. I wanted to know where I stood and how we were doing, and I've actually been very proud of. I can honestly say I didn't choke out any tournaments, and it's what it does is it's that that dry feeling that people always talk about. You definitely get that, but you don't get nervous because you're focused on winning that tournament. So the only time you do choke is when you start thinking about the other things, maybe what can happen. Oh, what the money I might win. If you focus on just I'm winning this, I have to win this in the last 3 or 4 holes. That's what you try to do. And sometimes you do it with birdies, sometimes it's pars, and there's some people. Sometimes you make a bogey and still win it, but it's an adrenaline rush, and you do have to learn how to control the adrenaline. In terms of do you hit that 7-iron, 10 yards farther. You have to recognize, are you hitting it farther because of the adrenaline? And if you conquer that, then winning the golf tournament will be nothing because that's all you're focused on.
I'm going to do one more right here.
Tim, I read your article about Hunter Mahan. Do you think he bounces back, and what do you think the kids can take away from the way he's playing?
Well, I think he did a great job of that, actually. I've always liked Hunter. I think he's one of these kids that people didn't really connect with him because of the glasses, and he's sort of shy. Plays tremendous golf, and I think a lot of times we talk about you get in those situations, you learn from them, you apply it the next time. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get nervous. Sometimes you do start thinking about things that I can't even say, things that you shouldn't be focused on. But I think he is going to take this as a platform and grow from it. Because as he said, he's never going to face a situation with more pressure than he faced at that point in time. What did he learn there? Well, he was, just to set the scene, he was making the comeback against Graham McDowell. He gets it to 1. McDowell makes the birdie at 15 to go 2 up. Dormy, basically he's got a birdie the next hole. And then with the crowd, with the excitement, the adrenaline, you talked about getting fast. And that's something all the young kids here can relate to. You're going to be in golf tournaments, you're going to get that adrenaline. We want you to not play slow, obviously, but you have to learn how to compose yourself, control yourself. I'm not the one who can answer how to do that. Kenny can, but I feel like Hunter Mahan has what it takes to take that next step.
Yeah, the year I played in the Ryder Cup, we tied, and technically I guess we lost because the idiots lost it 2 years before us. But I cried that right after the match, and you felt like you let everybody down. It's not for you that you have the issues. It's because you literally feel like you let your teammates down, your friends down, and your country down. And you will overcome it if you've got any heart, which I believe Hunter does. I don't know him personally, but he will overcome it. And I don't like the theory that everybody learns from your mistakes. Just that's a crock. Sometimes you don't. But if he has the determination, he will overcome it.
Cheers to Ken Green.